Hey guys, my name is Skidpool67 and today I'm going to be reviewing the Neca Ultimate Friday the 13th Part 3 7-inch scale Jason Voorhees figure. So first I'm just going to give you a closer look at the box. I already took him out of the box, but this box is different than others because it has this reflecty thing. I don't know if it... Yeah, you can see it on camera. See when you move it side to side, it reflects. Really cool. A little bit dusty because I've had this figure for a while now, I just haven't gotten around to reviewing it. On top it says Friday the 13th Part 3. Nice blood drippage, and it looks like it's made out of wood. And then on the side, you can see artwork of Jason Voorhees, or it's a picture of the figure. Friday the 13th Part 3D. NECA Real Toys. On the back, you can see it like that. See nice pictures of the figure right there. Sorry if my camera's not that good today because it's a little bit darker out today. But yeah, there's pictures of the figure like there. And then more right there. Then there's a read-up right there. If you want to read that, pause it now. The other side, the same picture of the figure on the bottom. It shows the people who made it. If you want to read that, pause it. And then it has Velcro right here. You open it up. Another nice picture of the figure inside. It's like, his mask looks different in this picture. It's like the eye holes are horrible. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. And then that's where the figure would be. I already took him out of the packaging. Alright, but enough taking a look at the box. And let me grab the figure. So here's the figure itself. It's a 7-inch scale figure. He comes with a lot of accessories, lots of weapons. So, first I'm going to go over the accessories, and then I'm going to go over the figure itself. So first, he comes with a pitchfork, which is very nice. They painted it. It's hard for me to capture this in camera because it's skinny. Come on, come on. Just let me move this a second. Alright, there we go. The Jason was being a problematic. Pretty nice detail on it. I'd be careful with these because they do feel pretty fragile. The prongs on the pitchfork. Next up, he comes with an axe. Pretty well painted. Sort of, yeah, it's a brownish color. It kind of looks red on camera, but the blade's brown and rusty looking, and the handle's brown wood looking. On the top, you can see it sticking out the top of the axe. Then next up, he comes with a spear gun. Also really nicely painted. You can see the trigger. Can't remember, I don't think yeah, he doesn't come with a trigger finger hand. But pretty nice detail on this. I may display him with this. I haven't really decided yet. Then he comes with this. This is probably the most fragile accessory he comes with, or one of the most fragile. The fire poker from, you know, the scene where he stabs a girl with the flaming hot fire poker. Or I guess it would be more like this, because it was in 3D. Alright, and then he comes with his signature machete, which, does he even use a machete in Part 3? I just watched the movie, but I can't remember. Part of me feels like he never actually used a machete in Part 3, but he probably did because he always used the machete, but I don't know, it just wasn't. He used a lot of weapons in the movie. He didn't use the same one all the time. But really nice detail on the machete on the handle. You can see the little rivets in the handle and everything. Painted really well there. And then he comes with the knife, which he stabbed the girl through the hammock with. Has blood on it. I think this is the only weapon that has blood on it. The blood's painted okay. It's kind of blotchy, but I still like it. I won't be displaying him with this. It's kind of a worthless accessory to me, but it's nice that it's there. And then the final weapon he comes with is a pipe wrench, which I remember the kill that he did with this. He like beat someone in the head with it. But yeah, I can't tell if this has blood on it or if that's just supposed to be like the color of the wrench and it's all war looking. I think it's just supposed to be the color of the wrench, but it might be bloody. I don't know, it's hard to tell. You can say in the comments what you guys think it is, but I think it's just the wrench used to be painted red and it got the paint wore off it a little bit. Then he comes with an interchangeable head. and mask. It's the one where he has the cut in his face. And doing a 360 of that, it looks really nice. Very nicely painted. The eye holes are way better on this one than they were on the old Part 3 figure. I used to have that, but it broke. He shelf dived and broke, but I'll show you the face on this head later. Or do a face reveal on both faces, which you probably know what it looks like if you've seen the movie, but... Alright, but now getting into the figure. The figure is really nice. This might be one of my new Jason figures, or one of my new favorite Jason figures. The only thing that bothers me is his straps are kind of weird on this mask. I guess they are on both masks, kind of, but on this one they stick off more. I don't know, I might glue them or something, but I think I'll just leave it the way it is. But really nice detail. See if I can zoom in on my face here. Very nice detail to the eye holes. The eye holes are actually eye holes on this one, unlike this guy over here. The eye holes are painted black, and this one actually has eye holes. Because that movie, his eyes were black all the time, so they just painted it black. But you can see the eye, if you look closely through the eye hole, one of his eyes. And then on his neck, there's blood, which they painted it so that when you put this head on, there'd be blood going down his neck, but it's hardly noticeable. Like when you do it like that, he's got darkness on him anyway. So it isn't that noticeable, so I like it, but... Then the mask looks painted very well, very clean paint on the little red arrows and everything on his face, or on the mask. Then on his shirt, you can see tons of detail for the buttons and the stitches and everything, and the collar. This is essentially the exact same figure that they released a few years ago, the Part 3 Jason, but this one just, he comes with... It's basically, they had a battle damage version of Jason with the cut in his forehead, then they had this version that's just normal. And they just kind of combined those two figures into one figure to make it an ultimate figure. They just added, like say, there used to be a figure that just looked like this, and then now there's one that looks like that. So, they just combined two figures and added more weapons and stuff. But then going down his pants, I never really liked this. He has a big blotch of, like, paint on his leg. They all had that for some reason. All the figures did. They all had the big blotch of red on their leg. I guess it's supposed to be blood. But then his hands are painted really well. Let me see if I can zoom in on a hand. The smaller parts of figures are kind of hard to zoom in on reviews. There you go. But yeah, the hands are painted pretty well. There's a little plastic seam there, though, that bothers me. You can see. But then on the other side of the hand, it's painted good, too. Lots of sculpting and everything. On his arm, you can see the sleeve is not buttoned. On the other hand's wide open. I guess you can have him sort of like in that pose-ish. Or I guess it would be more up like this. But then you'd have it like this and you'd be holding a weapon. Or you could have him doing this. If he came with another open hand, you could have him doing the thing where he has the axe in his forehead and he does that cheesy, like, arms forward thing like he did in the movie. Then his pants are painted pretty well, though. They're still sculpted. Back, there's pockets sculpted. Well, under the shirt there is. There is sculpting under the shirt on the pants, too, but I can't really lift the shirt up. Wrinkles and everything on his pant legs. Really nice. His shoes. It's going to be hard to focus on because his shoes are black. Come on. There you go. Yeah, his shoes have nice laces, painted and everything, and sculpted. They look really nice. But I guess now that let you guys look at the whole figure, then I guess I'll do a face reveal now. I'll show you both head sculpts on the figure and everything. So I'll take the mask off this face first, and I'll show you. So this is what the inside of the mask looks like. It's just not painted or anything. And then with the unmasked face on the non-battle damage head, this is what it looks like. Pretty well painted, all dirty and deformed. A face only a mother could love. A lot of people see why I did that. But yeah, one of his eyes all super deformed on this side, and on the other side it's not so much. Really nice detail though. You can see his teeth and everything, and on this side you can see his ears like cauliflowered like a boxer. On the other side it's more normal, sort of like Two-Face-ish. And you can see it's all super deformed and lumpy, his head is. In the back you can see, I know what it is with the focusing problem. You can see on the back these nice paints and everything. I think the reason my camera doesn't focus sometimes is because my hand is in the way sometimes, so it focuses on my hand instead of the figure. But yeah, very nice sculpt on the face, so let's go ahead and pop this head off. It pops off pretty easily, and there's just a peg there. Then you grab the other head, and there's a hole in the bottom of it, and peg it on. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky, but then it pegs on pretty easy. It's not too hard to get on. Once you get it on, it stays on well and everything. But then basically the same deal. It just has on his face, you can see the cut in his mask instead of it being normal. And there's blood on his head right there, and there's a cut. And the mask looks just as good as the other one. And then I'll go ahead and take this mask off now. And then you can see his face looks like that. It's all super bloody. Blood dripping down his whole face and down his neck. I feel like this head was more meant to be on the figure than the other one. This is probably the one I'm going to display with him, but because I always liked it when he had the cut in his mask. But you can see his facial expression slightly different. It's more like, ah! I have a giant cut in my forehead. That hurts. Because he did feel pain in the third movie, because he was still alive. But yeah, let me focus on his face. Come on. There you go. Finally focused. And you can see his mouth's more open, and you can see the teeth sculpted in and everything. Same side over here has a cauliflower ear and veins and everything sculpted. Super nice looking. The other side, it's all covered with blood, and you can see his ear and little speckles of blood everywhere. And then he has blood dripping down his whole face and everything, so that looks pretty nice. But yeah, I guess I'm going to pop this head off again and put the other one back on so I can do the articulation segment. I'm not going to put the mask back on because it'll be easier to do the articulation thing without the mask on. But as for articulation, he has a ball joint in the bottom of his neck. Can pivot that way, pivot that way. Can't really, it spins more this way than it does that way because of the shape of the deformed neck. It doesn't really look up, kind of looks down. And then his arms go out that far, go down all the way around. You can swivel them all the way around. He has a hinge in his arm right there, you can see. Then there's a swivel in the upper part of the arm right here. Then there's ball jointed wrists. There's a ab crunch underneath the shirt, or like a ball jointed ab. Hard to move though because of the shirt. And then there's sort of a swivel in the waist. You can't really bend it all the way around because of the pants hindering it. But then there's a hinge in the leg that hinges out that far, hinges down that far, hinges forward that far, and hinges back that far. Then he has a hinge in the leg, and then once again like the arm, he has a swivel in the upper part right here, a peg that goes in, and then ball jointed feet. So that's basically the articulation with this figure. And then I'll quickly do a size comparison with another Jason. I'm trying to get him to stand as straight as I can. Another thing, his legs, he's also deformed in the body, so they kind of fit that. One of his legs is a little bit, longer than the other one. So he always is kind of bent over. But then, I'm going to go ahead and compare him to this figure, the other Ultimate Jason that Neca released. And as you can see, this figure is just a little bit taller. I don't know if I can set it in front of him, but yeah, you can see he's that much taller. Just a little bit. And then let me see if I can find something else to compare him to. Just let me grab something a second. Okay, and here he is next to the Funko 5-inch Build-A-Figure Springtrap figure from Five Nights at Freddy's. And I think that's a pretty good comparison. And then, I don't know. Hold on. Here he is next to a Funko Pop in the box. So, alright guys, so that's basically it with my review. I'm hopefully going to be having this uploaded soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and stay tuned for more videos by Kidpool67. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.